5 days now to the Boston Marathon, and while the front runners are looking for a win, thousands of other runners have different goals. Northridge firefighter Jim Gosselin is running to raise money for a piece of equipment that could make the difference between life and death in a fire. His story is one of so many that represent the spirit of the Boston Marathon. In this small mill town west of Boston, life generally is uneventful. So when a fire swept through an apartment building last month, leaving 2 people dead, Northridge residents were stunned.
It's the first real working fire that I can remember that we actually had a known victim in view that we couldn't get to.
One man died after being rescued, and a woman who called from her window for help disappeared into the smoke and flames. When firefighters found her, it was too late.
She had already fallen from view, and unfortunately, when they went to try and find her in that window, they couldn't locate her right away.
Northridge firefighter Jim Gosselin says the woman might have been saved if the department had a piece of equipment that allows firefighters to find victims faster. Long before last month's fire, he decided to run in the Boston Marathon to raise money for a thermal imaging camera.
What a camera would do in a situation like that is it would allow us to just locate the victim faster, so we wouldn't have to do as much fumbling around.
The thermal imaging camera visually measures differences in temperature and allows firefighters to see through smoke and darkness to locate victims. After the devastating fire in Worcester left 6 firefighters dead, 2 thermal imaging cameras were donated to the Worcester department. The Worcester tragedy inspired Jim to run in the marathon.
Well, I'm thinking about those guys almost every day now when I show up to work, because you just never know. I mean, it could happen. It could happen right now. We definitely do not want something like that happening here, because it would just be, that would devastate our department. It would just devastate the town.
The camera costs upwards of $20,000, something the Northridge Fire Department only dreams of buying with such a small operating budget. But Jim is confident his community will come through with donations.
And it's just something that I don't think we can do without for too much longer. It's just too much of an important piece of equipment.
And coming up on our newscast at 6 o'clock, Johnny Kelly, Mr. Marathon himself. Jack Harper has the remarkable story of his recovery, one of the many inspiring stories that make up the Boston Marathon, April 17th.
How did you catch